Hey everybody, it's Gail, and this is Errata-Hate episode 48. And today I want to show you a technique that I mention a lot if I'm working you through a how-to. I always talk about when I'm working double crochets that the first, that those chains that you make at the beginning of the row to create the first double crochet, I only use 2 chains instead of 3 chains because I've said time and again, just I like the way it looks. It causes sort of less of a gap at the end of the row. And so I thought today I'd flip the camera and show you the difference between the 2 techniques using the 3 chains versus the 2 chains. So you can see if it's something you could like yourself that you maybe have skipped over doing in one of the how-tos because you've used 3 chains and you'd rather just not mess with it in the middle of a project, which is totally understandable. So I'm gonna get the camera flipped and I will be right back. Alright, I was gonna make these double crochets on camera and then I realized it's all about the finished nature of the technique, not about watching me do it, so I figured I'd spare you guys that. So if you look close here, these first 3 rows are done using the 2 chain start on the double crochet. And then the last 3 rows are done using the 3 chain start. And the biggest difference for me has always been that when you do the 3 chain start, you kind of get this extra hole, which I've never liked. I always thought it looked a little messy, and it always confused me a little bit because it felt like I'd missed a stitch because it was kind of so wide. But with the 2 chain start, you don't get that gap that you get from the 3 chain. You get a nice clean edge that closes everything up nicely, so all of your stitches look a little more even than they do when you're working the 3 chain start and you have this gap at the beginning. And the big thing that I want to make clear here is that, this is a personal thing that I do. I don't have any problem if I see people using the 3 chain start. It's what you're most comfortable working with, but I wanted to give you a clear idea of why I do the 2 chain rather than the 3 chain. So pretty short video this week, but I hope that this gives you something to sort of play around with. As always, if you like what I do here, please like, subscribe, share, and consider dropping $1 in Patreon, which is linked down in the basement, and I will see you all for the next one.